You're sitting there on the cold, stiff wooden stool, staring at something, and something is staring right back at you. Your arms are crossed in front of you, resting neatly on the desk as a large vintage mirror stands in front of you. The glass is cracked and old, and the large wooden frame is something that maybe your great-great-grandmother would have. Beautiful wood-carved mirror frame. But as you're sitting there on that stiff wooden stool, staring, you expect to see your reflection back, but you don't. Instead, something else is staring back at you. It took you a moment to figure out what it was, but after sitting there, staring back into the eyes that are staring right at you, you slowly began to notice the familiarity in them. It is you, as a child, 5 years old, sitting in the reflection directly across from you, looking up right into your eyes. And though you have amazement and wonder on your expression, the child inside the reflection does not. You tilt your head to the right just a little, and the child tilts its head to the right. You raise your hand up to your head, and the child's reflection does the same. It follows your every move perfectly, fluidly. But you have no idea how this is happening. You continue to stare into your eyes of a child, and something makes you want to put your hand against the glass. You look around for a moment first, noticing that yes, you are still alone in this attic room. It is light outside, but the tiny window across from you is so small that it just barely lets any light into the room. So the room is dark, mysterious in the attic, and you hear no noise of anyone else in the house around you. No people or creatures in the attic with you. It is just you, alone, sitting here staring at your reflection as the reflection of a child stares back. And when you bring your attention back to the mirror, you raise your left hand slowly, ever so slowly, bringing it closer and closer to the mirror, closer and closer, till you are merely just half an inch away from the cold mirror glass. The child's reflection is half an inch away on the other side. And though the hand is much smaller than yours is now, the movements are identical. The flow is identical. You pause for a moment and then press your hand up against the cold glass of the mirror as a child presses its hand up the cold glass of the mirror. But within an instant the cold is gone and you can feel the warmth of the skin on the other side. You can feel that tiny hand pressed up against your hand. And within another moment you notice that the glass is completely gone and you are no longer sitting in the attic. Not in the attic that you remember anyway. You are sitting in another attic, one very similar to the one you were just in moments ago. As you're sitting still on a cold, stiff wooden stool, the child of you sits directly in front of you, your hands still pushed together. And as your eyes widen with wonder and awe, the child no longer mirrors your reflection as it smiles back to you. You strangely feel so safe and comforted. The child stands up, not saying a word, and turns to walk away. But it pauses and looks back, motioning for you to follow. You stand up as you hear that cold, stiff wooden stool creak, and you follow the child, hand in hand once again. As the child brings you out of the attic down some very creaky wooden stairs. It brings you into a room in which you recognize the living room of a house that you grew up in. And as this child brings you through the house, you see things and you see people that you recognize. There, in front of the TV, sitting on the couch is someone you so much miss. For a moment you are scared that they may see you and you wouldn't know how they would react, but they cannot. And the child walks you through the living room, right in front of them, though they never notice. You remember what the furniture looked like, the walls, and you even recognize the TV station that is on, something that so often was played in your childhood. You take a moment longer and stand here taking in everything around you, remembering and seeing the walls, the color of the walls, the patterns in the walls, feeling the carpet under your feet. It's all exactly the same as it was when you were growing up. You even can recognize the smells of the house, so warm and welcoming, bringing up memories, either good or bad, either way, they are memories. They are in the past. And as those memories come up, the child decides to bring you into another room, your bedroom, the bedroom that you grew up in. And as you push open the door, the window is open and the light shining in from outside. You recognize again the walls, the colors, the carpet, the sheets on your bed, the toys on the floor. And you let go of your child's hand and you walk over to a toy that you see. It was your favorite toy as a child and you bend down to pick it up, but you cannot touch it. You look at it remembering all the wonderful memories of when you were playing with it. You bend down even closer and smell it. You can smell all the years of playing, the dirt from carrying it outside, bringing it to school, or wherever else that you brought it. But this one specific toy, this one was your favorite. And it brings a smile to your face to see it again. And you begin to get a sense of child wonderment again as you look around, looking at your toys, remembering the joy and the fun that you had, remembering how innocent your thoughts were, how innocent your playtime was, how innocent your words were. Such an innocent child living in such an innocent world. So peaceful, so complete. And you sit down on that floor next to that favorite toy of yours and you close your eyes smiling. It's remembering that feeling. Remembering that feeling of not worrying about the world around you. Remembering that feeling of everything being so much fun for you. How careless you were. How happy you could be. Such simple things like this favorite toy of yours could bring so much joy to such a small child. And you look at your life now and see how much it has changed and how much you wish just such a simple little thing could bring you so much joy once again. And as the child version of you bends down, it whispers into your ear, you are still that child. You can have this endless joy. You can have these childlike behaviors and loves. The child is never gone within you. The child is always there. You take hand with the child once again and you stand up. You understand now that this child version of you is always inside, always bringing you peace and joy, always showing you the simple things that can make you so happy. And that child walks you back out of your bedroom, back up the stairs, and back into the attic, where you sit down once again in that cold, stiff, wooden stool, and with your hands clasped together, you are once more sitting on the other side of that cold vintage mirror, as the child stares back.